Well, welcome back, everybody, to Relentless Radio. This is segment 2. This is the health and fitness segment for today. And I'm talking with personal trainer Ian Kelley. So, Ian, I'm super excited to have you on today. Tell everybody who you are again and like what you do and where you're doing it.
Sure. Yeah. Well, like you said, my name's Ian Kelley, and I've been a personal trainer for a while. I was first in Vermont, and now I'm down here in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And, after doing a lot of years of training and teaching classes, I've learned a few things about training and, kind of got excited about making an online program. So that's kind of what I'm shouting about right now today.
Well, that's super cool. You and I have known each other for 20 years.
Yes, I know. It's great. It's amazing,
It's just super crazy that we've known each other that long. And, it's funny. I love Facebook because we kind of run into each other on Facebook. I'm like, wow, oh, my God. And weren't you in Florida for a while?
North Carolina. I'm trying to think where else. I think North Carolina for a while, for a brief time. I have a good friend there.
We're like warm weather people.
Yes, exactly. I would go to Florida. I love it.
So you also have a bicycle shop down there too, don't you?
Well, I do. I mean, actually, that's like my primary business now. I have a bike rental shop. I rent beach cruisers, with the baskets and to cruise along the boulevard and, visit the beach and ride. It's a great beach town here because it's really flat to ride the cruisers.
Yeah.
So I have 80 bikes and, I deliver them to people's condos or hotels. And so that's my other business now. So it used to be before I was, doing, 60 hours a week, every day in the gym, teaching classes. And now I've kind of cut back, to where I only like to take a few select clients and really get them results, concentrate more on a few.
So and you're focusing now on, I just think it's amazing what's happened with the internet, because it used to be you had to do one-on-one. There was no other option. But now with the internet, we can do one-on-one coaching online, which is where you're focusing. And you and I will be kind of working together to help build that business a little bit. We'll be posting with the Relentless Talk Radio Health and Fitness Group on a regular basis, and we'll have you on here as a regular guest. So I'm super excited about that. So why the online thing? Is it really about being able, why? I can imagine. I know why I've kind of focused more online, but why are you doing it?
Well, I'm actually kind of a dinosaur, at my age. I think it's like I'm still kind of resistant to social media, but, it got to a point where I had to realize like this is here to stay. And it is a good tool in a lot of ways,
mm-hmm.
To really reach out to people. And one of the things for me is I just wanted to have the ability to duplicate myself, I just figured, I've worked with hundreds of people and, I've had really good results with a lot of people, but I thought to myself, how could I get more results? So I started making videos and figured out if I could find a way to duplicate my training and pass that along to clients and to new people that are looking to transform themselves. How could I, somehow copy that kind of coaching that I do with people, that performance coaching. So that's what my program that I've created, my online program, that's what it is. And it'll keep evolving.
So I'm super excited about watching that evolve because you're just kind of starting it now. So we're getting in kind of on the ground floor together. So our timing has been really perfect for the stuff that we're going to do together this year. I'm super excited.
Absolutely.
Now you've competed in the past too, haven't you?
Yes, actually in bodybuilding quite a bit, in natural bodybuilding. I've probably done about 20 bodybuilding competitions. Most of them were natural, where they actually give you a lie detector test and the winners are urine tested and everything to make sure they're not using anabolics. But the ones that were with anabolics, those competitions were also fun. It's just I was kind of small, But I enjoyed that atmosphere for a long time, and I still really respect and admire fitness competitors.
So I just did my first show last August.
Oh, that's right. Now, I mean, I knew that it was recent because I remember the photos.
Yeah, and so I'll do. My next one's going to be in February, so I'm going to have to pick your brain about lots of stuff. So it's like you've done 20. I remember you doing several in Vermont, but of course you haven't lived in the same city and state for a while. So you've been living, I've been living. So it's pretty cool. And the show that I've done to OTB, there was a lie detector test. It's so funny if you take a lie detector test. So like You gotta have this residual feeling like they're gonna catch me lying, like somehow, like no matter how truthful I am, they're gonna think I'm lying, So
Yeah, you feel nervous. No matter what, you feel nervous,
you feel like,
even though it's like what's the problem? But I mean, I've seen people fail it. I saw at one competition, I saw a guy fail, and he was mad because he flew to the competition from Florida to New York.
Did he fail?
He said nope.
It wasn't valid. Like he didn't. That makes me really.
Yeah, he failed. He failed the lie detector test.
Wow.
So the guy, of course, they use these guys that are from the police department. They're experts.
Wow, that's so amazing. I was like, trapped in there. It was a little bizarre. So what would you say your biggest lesson has been about, well, twofold, about the industry, first of all, as a businessman? Because I think that, when you and I first started training, it was before training was a business. I mean, we just fell in love with being athletic and then realized we could train, and we started working in gyms, years and years ago. Now the training business has kind of evolved since you and I started being trainers. So what do you think your biggest lesson's been about being a trainer?
Well, I think probably the biggest lesson that I learned was from moving to Mexico. It's what I realized is that I'll tell you a little quick story to explain. I was really successful with a group fitness program in the U.S. called Kick Butt Boot Camp. So that's what I'm calling my online program too. So it was a 6 week weight loss, get in shape rapid with a meal plan and everything, 3 times a week workouts, and so I thought, well, I'll come to Mexico and I can recreate the same thing. But what I found out is that cultural differences and language barriers, it can take its toll. And what ends up happening is if you can't connect with your students or your clients, it becomes a lot harder to help them. I realized how important connection was, because what was happening for me was I was really connecting with people by using humor, getting everybody together as a tribe, with these classes. And so, even for Mexicans here that are English, they could speak English, they still didn't understand my humor. They didn't get my jokes. They just thought I was crazy. So, instead, I would say a joke back in Vermont, during the class, and everybody would be laughing, and but here I'd say a joke, and they would just look at each other like, what? They didn't understand. They didn't. Because that's what happens with languages. Sometimes their stuff gets lost. Nuances. So I realized just how important connection is. Really getting into the mind of people to help them. That's how you can really, I feel you can really get through to people and help them with performance coaching is, you got to look at what's going on with the person, the psychology. They say, like, I heard somewhere they said a good trainer is, equal parts coach, teacher, what else? Of course, psychologist, salesperson. You got to wear all these different hats, to be successful with it.
I think that's why I was never completely able to leave the fitness industry, even though I focused on being a financial advisor for many years, and I'm an artist and I'm a business person. I've never really been able to get the coach out of me because, number one, I've been coaching since I was 15, so it's kind of hard to beat that out of you. But also, it is the connection. I mean, the people that you train become your family. So like on my pages, I've got folks that I trained when I was 20 years old. That have been in my life for 32 years, literally 32 years, that I consider family. That
incredible.
You find out people's health stuff, people get divorces, businesses. You get. It's just like a hairdresser. You're like the first. You see someone. I think it's even more so than a hairdresser because you're training somebody intensely. You're seeing them 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. And you literally, it's like you're living together. You know what I mean? You really get to know each other. So it really is about the connection. I think that's interesting about the language barrier. So why do you think people fail at fitness?
Well, yes, I'm glad you asked, because I've been doing a lot of research on that. When I started out 20 years ago, I thought, well, people just don't know, Like for me, I went to the gym and I didn't know anything. I just showed up, This was like, before, before everybody just pulled out their smartphone and looked up what to do on Google, or, just, jumped onto Instagram to see what's happening. We didn't do that. It was like, I think I had a smartphone, but I didn't really use it, and it's not a smartphone, a cell phone,
I remember when I first started training, there wasn't even a ladies' room in a lot of the gyms.
Right. So
women didn't train, so I literally had to get one of my big guy friends to guard the door.
So I just turned up to the gym and just said, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. What should I do?" And I just trained every day, and then it evolved from there. Just asking for people for help and questions, and that worked back then. But the research, I came up with something, I heard from this other guy that I thought it just stuck with me so much, this example. He told the example about a guy. He said, let's say a guy and, he decides he wants to lose some weight and to get into shape. So he joins a gym and then he starts to research about how to train. So he buys a book. He goes online and watches a bunch of YouTube videos to really understand what kind of training and how to do the exercises. And then he's ready. He's got the coach. He hires a coach, and then he proceeds to only go to the gym 1 day a week. Do you think he would be successful with fitness? Would he succeed? Or on the other hand, let's say he didn't do any of those other things, no research, no trainer, nothing, and he just went to the gym every day for 2 hours and worked out. Would this same guy, would he be successful? And so the point of the story is, most of the time when we're failing at something, it's because we're not doing the one or two most important things, like actually showing up for the workouts more than once a week. Or, in the case of a diet, maybe it's, you've got this awesome diet, that you had a nutritionist make for you, or you're following some, keto diet or something like that, but you're still eating way too much food, so it's not working. It's like the one most important thing is like, okay, I have to eat less, or I have to turn up for workouts in order for it to happen. And then, it's like many things like that in life. So, those are just examples, so that's one. I don't know if you want to, what's that?
Actually showing up. I know
exactly. So really the other piece, there's a couple other pieces to the puzzle, right? One of them, in my opinion, is information overload. So it's not that there's not enough information on how to do exercise or what people should do. There's actually too much. So when, I know for me, if I have too much information bombarding me about something, I usually just do nothing because I'm confused. So I'm like, well, I don't know. Should I do a HIIT workout, or, what should I do? Should I do weights, or should I run, or, so people a lot of people, I think, just stay in like, perpetual confusion, and they just keep watching videos and, browsing around, looking at stuff on YouTube. But, really what it comes back to is our fitness standards in the United States. Really like, why do people fail at fitness? That's the third piece, in my opinion, is our fitness standards are too low, all over North America. I can give you another quick example. If you think about everybody knows somebody in their life that's a fitness person, right? Like you, Michelle, you're a perfect example. So, you can tell, when somebody looks at you, they can tell your arms are toned, you're in shape, your abdominals, and, that, wow, they can say, hey, she works out. But they also know that it's because you probably, go to the gym, or you're doing your training 5 days a week, whatever it is, and you always go. And that's your standard. Your standard is up here. So really, if somebody keeps failing over and over and over again at fitness, it just comes down to that they have a low standard of fitness for themselves, what they think is an acceptable level, of exercise. So they get up to that level and they say, oh, well, it didn't work, it didn't, but the standard was way too low, and they're saying now 80% of North Americans are not even meeting the U.S. government's basic guidelines for the amount of physical exercise we should get weekly. And the bar is really low with the U.S. standards. It's only 150 minutes a week, or 2.5 hours. So just, 2.5 hours of whatever kind of exercise per week, and 80% of people are not even doing that.
Which is really, when you think about it, it's crazy. I mean, if you were just to take the stairs, park in the furthest parking spot from wherever you're going, everywhere, that actually does add up. If you vacuumed as opposed to paying somebody else to do that, I mean, people are amazed, like, Michelle, why are you emptying the garbage? Well, I'm emptying the garbage because, number one, I don't want it to be stinky if I'm working somewhere, but also it gives me a chance to get up from my desk and walk somewhere and do something. People aren't getting up from their desks; they're just hanging out. And they go home and they watch television all night long, and they Netflix binge. I mean,
Yeah.
we have so much technology. We're all on our phones. I mean, I'm guilty as charged. But I really made an effort over the past several months, like, to put my phone like where I can't get to it, so I can focus on what it is that I'm doing with people, because I've got
to be more present, to be more present. That was something for me. I was also watching things change, with training and everything, with people so much now on social media and on messaging platforms. So I've done some research lately for the training stuff that I'm putting together, the mindset training. And I came to find out, I think I told you this one, they're saying now that the average person spends 15 hours, it was actually more than 15 hours a week on social media, basically plugged into our phones or in front of our computers, and messaging. A lot of time messaging. I'm like you said, I'm guilty as charged.
Constantly. So what is your coaching style? Because I want to make sure we get that in before we sign off and go say hello to Lori. What's your coaching style?
Well, I'm glad you asked. The reason why, I think it's important to know is I've changed where I'm tougher, basically, is what it is, than I used to be. And the reason why is, I still believe that you have to try to make workouts fun and you have to have some laughs, and that's what my boot camps were always all about. But, like with one-on-one with clients for accountability, I've gotten a lot tougher. One of the things that used to happen for me was, when working in a gym environment, they're driving you for the sales, and, the gym is, hey, I love gyms, but when they're working with trainers, they want their percentage, So they want you to sell big training packages. So it just became all about, selling big training packages. That was the primary goal. The secondary goal was actually, helping people to get results. So, it was for me, I ended up having a lot of clients. I had, I'm working with, 10, 12 clients a day and, back to back, finished with one and there's another one. And, then what I realized was, like, I was going to be a lot more effective if I could just focus for one-on-one training on a few clients and just really hold them accountable, instead of having so many people and they just kind of slip through the cracks. And, it's for me, when people say to me now they want to lose weight, or, they want me to help them, coach them to lose weight, or for some, goal like a competition. Well, I take it very seriously now, and I'm going to hold you accountable. Whereas before, I would just, I might not, because I might say to myself, I remember I had one client, he actually gained weight. He was trying to lose weight. And then at the end of it, and I gave him a nutrition plan and everything like that. And, instead of coming down hard on the guy, I, was kind of like, well, we'll do better and stuff. I didn't want him to stop, I didn't want him to stop paying me, really is what it was,
Right.
So for me now, I don't care, I would rather be truer to what I'm doing. And, if I have to be tough on somebody and say, hey, this isn't going to work if you're not going to listen to me, or, if you're not going to follow what I'm doing, then I can't help. What I learned is I can't help everyone. This is of course, for people that ask for me to help them lose weight.
I've fired clients.
What's that?
I fired clients.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
You're sucking the life out of me and you're not successful.
Right.
Because
exactly.
Number one, you're not getting where you want to go. Number two, I'm not getting where I want to go, which is have a successful situation with people. And then number three, I'm enabling you.
Exactly. You're just all you're doing is enabling them.
I had a client that didn't want to get up early in the morning, and we looked at her schedule, and this was the only time she was going to train. And just the way her life was, there was no way she was going to get training in at the end of the day, because her professional life made that impossible. And so I told her she needed to get to the gym at 4:30 in the morning. And she said, I'm not going to do that. I said, well, you will if you want to train with me. And so she said, well, I said, first thing you're going to do, I have an opening in 2 weeks. You're going to prove to me that you can get here every day. You're going to get to the gym and you're going to shower here. And she's like, I am not doing that. I said, then you're not training with me.
Yeah.
So she actually came in and showered at the gym for the first 2 weeks and I watched her. She had to prove to me that she was going to get up and get to the gym early in the morning. Before I was
And she did it. And she did it.
And she's one of those people that sell on my Facebook page. She's
but
one
you know
of those
what?
people still in contact with me. You know
From that's like Mr. Miyagi stuff, you know. Like I like that, you know. And that's and she I'm willing to bet she was successful.
Oh, totally. And you're going to get annoyed. She still trains in the morning. You're going to get annoyed. I guarantee you, within 4 days of doing that, you're going to get annoyed of showing up and just showering. You're going to want to do cardio. Because you're going to be like, crap, that bitch made me come here and get here and I'm in the shower and what a waste of my time, right? You're going to get annoyed and you'll eventually start doing cardio. And sure enough, she started to do a little cardio and then shower, and then before you knew it, she was successful. So how do people get a hold of you for your online training, and if they want to work with you one-on-one, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, because I'm in Mexico, we use WhatsApp down here a lot. So, but if you don't have WhatsApp, of course, by Facebook Messenger, I'm getting, it took me a while, but I'm responding to that a little more quickly now. So, and then on my website, iankellypersonaltrainer.com, it's easy to contact me on there by email or call me. My number's on there, but it's a foreign number. But, I'm pretty easy. If you Google me, if you Google Ian Kelley Personal Trainer, you'll find me. I'm on Google.
Listening on podcasts, it's Kelley, Kelley, and Ian,
yes,
because this broadcast will eventually be going to podcasts. So you'll also be posting in the Relentless Talk Radio Health and Fitness group. So if the folks that are listening aren't members there, go to the Relentless Talk Radio Health and Fitness group. The link right now is not active because Eli doesn't let me make it active, but later on in replay mode, that you can get the link right off of this post. So, Ian, I really appreciate us having. I'm so excited that we reconnected because we've been friends for a really long time. We have a very similar approach to training, and I just think that mentally, physically, spiritually, we have a similar way we approach life. So, I wanted to thank you for coming on today, and I'm just super excited to see what we do together.
Me too. Hey, thanks for the opportunity, Michelle. Yeah, I'll be in touch. It was great. Thank you.
And we'll see you soon. Everybody, we're going to sign off now. We're going to go get Lori McDory, who is the co-founder of Active Intimate. So hold on. We'll be back with her. See you later,
Okay.
Ian. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.